to my channel. This video is going to be all about reading my next Lynn Painter book, Betting on You. I just finished the Nothing Like the Movie series and I loved it, and now I'm obsessed with Lynn Painter. She's my new favorite author, so I'm going to be reading this. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'm going to document the journey, of course, with you guys, so get excited. If you are new here though, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I also did just start a bookstagram, so please go follow that, and you can also follow my regular Instagram at Madison2_Haley. I really would love to hit 1,000 subscribers this year, so please follow along, and I'm so glad you're here, and let's have fun reading this. I am a huge romance novel girly, and it's Lynn Painter, so I have high expectations. I know she will meet them. She writes the best yearning men. I cannot wait, so keep watching to find out what I think, and be prepared for spoilers because you're getting every reaction, so get excited. Let's get reading. Can we talk about the way the dedication in the beginning, she dedicates it to someone, right? And then she dedicates it to the readers who create playlists, aesthetic boards, and full-on edits. Everyone should be so lucky as to connect with stories in such an immersive way. I love when an author gets it, when they have appreciation for the fans. Like, obviously authors don't have to interact with their fans, like, you do you. That's your choice how you choose to interact with fans or not. But I started following Lynn Painter on Instagram, and all she does is like repost all of the fan edits. I'm like, she is so cute. Like, I feel like she has a genuine appreciation, and I really admire that. So I just wanted to point that out. I think that's really cool. Hi you guys, it is currently May 3rd, so it's been a little bit since I started this video. I started it probably back in like March, I think. It's been a minute. I also cut my hair since the last time you've seen me, which I don't like how it looks today, so don't judge too much. But let's talk about this book so far. I'm currently on page 121, and for some reason this book took me so long to get into, which disappointed me because I love Lynn Painter. She is my favorite author. I think I just so loved Liz and Wes that like moving on from them has been really hard. For some reason, it was really hard for me to like get into it. Also, where they were working, I found it kind of bizarre. They work at like this amusement park place with this like odd name, and it's also like a water park, and I don't know. I was just not clicking with it, but I feel like I'm now getting into like the classic Lynn Painter. So she's not really fond of the guy that her mom is with. So our main girl character, Bailey, is using our main guy character, Charlie, to like kind of separate the mom and the boyfriend a little bit. She has like been bringing him to her home to kind of like say snarky things to the guy, and it's definitely working, and they're definitely connecting like throughout this whole process. He definitely curses a lot. I just kind of wasn't expecting that. It's kind of a lot actually. But yeah, he's very sarcastic. I think they're really cute together, and I noticed something. Well, first of all, let me show you guys. I just got these on Amazon. I'll have to put them in my storefront. Little sticky notes so I can like mark whenever something happens. So many pretty colors. So that's gonna make my life a lot easier going forward. But they just had a moment. I'm gonna read it to you guys. I feel like I'm now getting into like the good classic Lynn Painter, like they're falling in love. There's little moments I love. Okay. So basically, this is one day that she took him to her home to like make some comments to the boyfriend or whatever. And he says in her ear, "Bia," to the guy. His voice deep in my ear, and it made me shiver, which made him say, "I felt that. Bye." I turned and looked at him, blinking fast at the sexy grin lining his face. He had one of those half smiles that suggested he knew a lot about all the things I knew only a little about. He said, "What? I didn't mean anything by it. I was just stating the fact that I felt you get a chill from my mouth's closeness," he teased, and I would have gotten irritated if his words weren't followed by the laid-back chuckle that I had heard him use all day at work with Theo. Casual, harmless. Another thing I love about Lynn Painter is that her books are not spicy. So like there's all these little moments, but they're cute and it's never like too much for me. That part really got me. I was like, oh my gosh, okay Charlie. So yeah, they definitely have to be catching feelings. That's kind of like my favorite part of these books, is like when little banter starts. I mean, I did see these characters in, I think it was Nothing Like the Movies. I think it's Charlie who's related to Wes. So yeah, I know they end up together, and I know it's super cute and adorable and all the things. So I'm so excited to get to that point and see what happens. happens, and I'm kind of interested to see what it'll take for her to like change her mind about the mom's boyfriend. Kind of eager to see what happens between him and his ex, because I think he's kind of still hung up on her, but he definitely likes Bailey, I think. So I'm excited to keep reading. I feel like I'm finally picking up the pace. I'm so happy that I finally found my footing with it, and I'm gonna be putting sticky notes everywhere, so stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so little update. It is currently Sunday, May 24th. This book has taken me forever, but I read so much yesterday because I'm finally getting to like where the romance is building, the parts before. I don't know, I just am not vibing with this book the same as I was the Better Than the Movies series, so you know. But I'm about like halfway, I would say. Our two main characters, Bailey and Charlie, are on a trip together because Bailey's friend backed out. So her and Charlie are pretending to fake date to really upset her mom's boyfriend, who they really don't like, right? And so they just started fake dating, so now we're getting to like the good stuff. They were already having little flirtatious moments, but now it's really building. They just kissed for the first time in front of the mom and the boyfriend. Crazy risky, but oh my gosh, I'm loving like the tension. They're both really falling for each other. And of course, I started to use the sticky notes. If they're pink, that means that it's like a little romantic moment. I love that banter and like those special moments. And also, I kind of am interested to know what's up with Charlie, because Charlie, he's definitely a little like scared of germs and he's always taking Tums, so I'm really interested to know like what's going on there. There's also a lot of cursing, definitely more than the Better Than the Movies series, so I was very surprised to see that. Also, I find that like I really gravitate towards reading again when things are going wrong in my life, or when I feel like extra like lonely or whatever, and things have kind of been going not great over here lately. I feel everything from adulting. There was just a fire at my grandmother's house, so there's a lot going on, so I feel like I just gravitate towards the books. And also like just my love life is so non-existent that these books really bring me a lot of joy and kind of fill that void for me, because I love and I miss being in love, so the books really remind me of that. And I'm hoping that now that we're getting to these moments more consistently, I'm hoping I can just fly through the rest. Honestly, I've been reading it for so long that I'm kind of tired of reading it and I just want to be done with it. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this one. I honestly think when I relate more to the books, I do better with them, and I can't really relate to this in any sense. I don't know. Does that make sense? So anyways, I like that they're so comfortable with each other that they don't like make each other feel bad for their little quirks, you know? She doesn't make him feel bad about being kind of scared about germs, and I don't know. I'm loving it though. Okay, you guys, it is now the next day. I'm here for an update on the book. You guys, I am now living. So our characters were on this trip and they're like sleeping in the living room together. He's sleeping on the floor, she's sleeping like on the sofa bed situation, and they were talking about like their divorced parents, and she was really upset, and he goes to comfort her. What do you think happens, you guys? They kiss again, but like this time not for like the sake of fake dating, nobody's around, like he kissed her because he wanted to. There are sparks flying. And then the next day it's like awkward because she's an overthinker and like he's not talking about it, and he's like, you're overthinking the kiss, aren't you? It's like, why are you acting so weird? And she's like, well, I will admit, like, it confused me. And he's like, well, happens. Imagine somebody saying that to you, like, oh my gosh, that's awful. So he's like, why do we have to analyze it all? And she's like, we don't. Happens says it all. Everything that needs to be said has been covered with the brilliant happens. I'm so glad she said that because he needs to wake up and like figure himself out. But then like whatever, things go back to normal. They kind of just like move on from it, and they spend the morning reading together, and it's so cute. And then he saves a cat, and now she internally can admit that she has feelings for this man because he's just so cute with this cat, and she's like in love now. They just made it home. So we're gonna continue from here. I am on page 302. We only have that much left. We're getting there. Finally, we're getting there. I've really like put my mind to this because I want to be done. I definitely don't like it as much as the other Lynn Painter books, but it's still cute. So I'll keep you updated. We're gonna go to a little coffee house now, so maybe I'll do some reading there. guys, time for a little update. First of all, that acai was so good, but anyways, wasn't the coffee place so pretty, you guys? I had to show you around, but I had to read you something that stuck out to me. So they're both realizing that they have feelings for each other, but they're like both scared. So Bailey came up with the idea to go on a double date, and neither of them are like vibing with their dates or whatever. But I want to read to you what Charlie is thinking about Bailey. So I just love Lynn Painter's writing when she's writing people in love. Somewhere along the way, I became obsessed with the way she blinked fast when she was surprised, the breathy sound of her laugh when she was sleepy, and the way she somehow knew when something was going to upset me even before I did. Somewhere between Omaha and Colorado, I'd fallen truly, madly, ridiculously hard for Bailey Mitchell. She was all I could think about all the time, and sometimes it felt like I'd do anything just to make sure she was happy. That is the love and devotion I hope to find. It's just because you don't hear guys talk like that much anymore. So I'm like, I'm amazed. Like, do men really think like that? Probably not. Just men that are written by women, but wow. I'm obsessed. We're on page 314 out of 421. I'm so excited. I really want to get through this soon. And there's also a little playlist at the end, which I love that she does that. I think that's so fun. But okay, anyways, I'm gonna keep reading. Yay! Alright, you guys, it's been a few days. I've recovered. And I'm here to give you my final thoughts on Betting on You. So, I feel like this book took years off of my life at some points, but we're finally done with it. Once I hit that point of like classic Lynn Painter, rom-com, falling for each other vibes, her classic writing, banter back and forth, I was able to kind of fly through it. But that first little bit, really, I don't know, I struggled with it. But the last little bit was so good, but it was very classic, like better than the movies in that classic friend breakup. Main character has to isolate for a little while until, you know, someone apologizes or whatever. Charlie annoyed me a lot. Maybe because he's just a classic guy and was just kind of like avoiding his feelings and not doing what he should have done. I love that he showed up at the prom. I thought that was so cute, and he was gonna give her his cat. That's adorable. I love that they're dating now, but they're also still best friends. I like the part where she inhaled his cologne and she wondered how it was possible to be so happy. That's like classic, cute Lynn Painter writing. And it just captures like the magic of young love. Ooh, I like when Charlie says, "It took losing her for me to realize that loving her wasn't even a risk at all. She might not love me back, she might love me for a while and then stop, but every minute that I had her was worth the fall that might or perhaps might not eventually come." I have no words. Love it. Oh, and when he's like confessing his feelings at the prom, he says, "Bailey, you are hands down the most engaging person I've ever known. When you're in the room, every single cell in my body, every nerve, every muscle, every breath is lost in you." Out of 5 stars, I give it 3.7 stars because it's not my favorite Lynn Painter, but I really loved the end. I thought it was cute. Clearly had a great time with this book. Very excited to move on to more Lynn Painter. Stay tuned. But yeah, it was not my favorite, but I really loved the ending. So yay! I actually have my next Lynn Painter book here next to me, but I want to save it as a surprise for you guys, so just stay tuned. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on this book in the comments down below because I would love to know. Let me know if you have any recommendations for other books to read, other authors. And yeah, thank you for watching and joining me on this journey. Please make sure you're subscribed. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers this year. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Madison2_Haley. My book Instagram is at Maddie's Book Moments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!